So this is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Reporter TV. We're here in Oslo at the North Shipping 2017. We're very pleased to be here with Mr. Erik Bolstad of ABB. And Mr. Bolstad, first and foremost, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and it's really nice for us to have the opportunity to also to share a little bit about why we are here and what we like to achieve.
Excellent.
And also to share what we are doing with our customers and other related partners.
Excellent. So, Mr. Bolstad, just to start, can you just talk about your title, your area of responsibility, and specifically the area within ABB in which you operate?
Yeah, ABB is it's a big company. It's a large group of companies with 130,000 plus. Mm-hmm. ABB Marine is a tiny part of that organization, with let's say 2,400 people. And our task and our business is to take ABB products from our factories, engineer it, bring it together, and supply it for marine installations. Mm-hmm. And then we service these installations for the lifetime of the vessels, which can be up to 40 years. Okay. So a factory who takes a product, produce it, and then the next year change the frame, change some parts, and sell it as a new product again and again. In our world, when we have to go on board a ship 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and have to change something, we need to make it fit. Okay. So you can obviously not take off shelf. You need to have a system for how to handle these long-term commitments. And what we have seen over the years that this installed base is growing, and that means you have to have more and more people to handle the vessels according to what our owners and customers expect from us. Excellent. And these ships being more and more technology driven, you have more and more electronics, you have more and more software embedded. We saw that how can we offer a service that we can enhance the level of availability, but we could not just send people around all the time for each and every incident.
There is a lot of talk of autonomous ships, batteries on ship, hybrids, the environment. Can you please give a concise explanation of what ability is and what it means, not just to ABB, but what it means to the ship owner?
Yeah. No, ability is our word of collaboration on systems to systems and systems to persons, let's say the interfaces between the human being and the equipment itself. And as I was saying that we have, the ships are getting more and more sophisticated. There are more and more electronics. And we found out how can we combine this, what we already have, so say, okay, what if we put a small piece of equipment inside each and main component we are delivering? And then we connect these on board, and we have a computer set up that monitors this continuously. And if we are able to then take all this information over this cloud to our main service centers, then we could actually serve the ships 24/7 independent from where they are. If they are in the Northeast Passage, carrying gas to Asia from Russia, if they are in the Pacific, if they are in the Caribbean, North Sea, we could be there 24/7 and support the crew in maintaining the uptime and the functionality of the ship. Okay. And ability means then that we are able to connect everything together. And as a practical example, we have then our integrated operation centers around who are crewed with capable people that basically sits and supports the ships when you have things happening. We are getting messages and everything is okay. So basically we are telling the ship that you might have an alarm in the next 2 days due to a decreased water pressure in a cooling unit. Okay. We are that specific. Okay. And this means now that we have reduced service trips with 80%. That means, again, we can focus our resources on where it's really needed. We don't go on board to change a component. We guide the guys on board to change it themselves. Okay. And that's an example about how this ability makes the day easier on board a ship. Logistically wise, they know that the uptime of the vessel can be enhanced, and we can focus on need to be operation. And all in all, this means leaner operation, higher predictability, more happy customers, and hopefully for us, we are being looked upon as what we are not a supplier in the marine market. Yeah. That is not enough today. You have to be a service provider, because the ships are for here 40 years lifetime in some extent, and then you cannot just supply a system and out of warranty time, and then you just do the service business. You have to have a lifetime commitment.
Yeah, and quite frankly, it sounds to be as much as anything a partnership.
Yeah, that's another thing. This also brings us closer to the operators, which again enables us from them to get their experience, and we can learn more from their operation, what is important for the operator, and we can then embed this into our systems in a much better way. Okay. So it's a win-win.
Absolutely. Now, again, we talk about often in our interviews, both for video and for our publications, the issue of connectivity and being connected at sea, not just being connected, but being able to take all the information that's being generated from a particular vessel or a fleet of vessels and to be able to use that information intelligently to optimize their operations. So ultimately, can you quantify how owners are changing their attitudes towards being connected and using this data to optimize their operations?
Yeah, I think there has been a very steep development has been very steep now last 2 years with energy. So we can see in the automotive business, electric cars changing is a game changer. Batteries are getting cheaper, having more power, longer lifetime. And we see that keeps people's minds spinning. And okay, what if we use this? If we take this on board, because you cannot use batteries, they are too small. You have too many. You need too much power. But now we see that for more and more applications, that this is going faster and faster. And now we see pure electric ships coming out. We have an example. We have a ferry project which now has been electrified, and even with charging robots. So when the ship docks, the robot connects the vessel, and before the ship goes again, after 6-7 minutes, it disconnects.
Where is this at?
This is in between Denmark and Sweden. Okay. And these ferries will be purely battery operated. Okay. And this wouldn't happen 2-3 years ago. Okay. And 2-3 years from now, it will happen with bigger ships, because you will have bigger batteries, physically smaller batteries with higher capacity. And we will have fuel cells, which is also a part of the future. And like on the cars, fuel cells are the limiting factor is the logistics, where to fill up your car with hydrogen and so on. But if, for instance, if you take an LNG carrier who has LNG on board, which is a part of, you can fuel a fuel cell on LNG. So if you build an electric LNG ship today, which you will have for 40 years, only the imagination puts you where what will happen for the next even 20 years in technology. And 20 years, then you're at the midlife of the ship. But still, the world will look totally different when it comes to energy and solutions. Okay. So we have to remember that there are new generations coming into shipping. There's no longer the chief engineer, the electrical engineer who has been sailing for 20 years, then went to the office, superintendent, and in management positions. Now people in the ship owner's office, in the designers, they are people grown up with computers. Absolutely. So we see that also. So I think the answer is yes, we will see I think 5 years from now, this will look totally different. Okay. And we are very happy to be part of it, and we hope to be a part of it. And that's why this focus on ability, digital solutions, we think you still need a generator. You still need a distribution, you still need a motor to run the ship, and you need the control systems, but it will be all about how it will work together, how it will collaborate, and of course how this will impact. Okay, maybe I will live to see autonomous ship. I'm not sure. I think it will take some time. But for sure it will come. Okay. There might be still a guy or two on board, but I hope so. But I think it will be an interesting ride. And we are very proud to be part of it.
Well, again, I very much appreciate your time. I know this is a busy exhibition. This is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Reporter TV. And again, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.